What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a very special episode of It Holds Up, where the three of us watch older movies and see if they're still good today. On the program, this very special bonus episode, we are talking about the one, the only, pretty much the only, Jurassic Park.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
I'm Jeremy Miller,
I'm Jason Gray.
I'm Jason Flynn.
and let's see if it holds up. All right, everybody, as we said up top, we are talking about the glory that is Jurassic Park. Now, the audience at home may be wondering, fellas, I thought this was It Holds Up. Why are they talking about Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Here's the deal, audience. Even though for 2 seasons and half of a third, we have been telling the audience, listen, we're not doing movies like Jurassic Park. We're not doing movies like Back to the Future, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and so on. Because,
Get him out of there.
And why not, Jake Ray?
Because of course it holds up.
Of
Of course.
Now, we had so many people request these kinds of movies that we decided in our off weeks, what we would do is throw in a bonus episode under a new segment, a new headline, if you will.
OCIHU.
OCIHU, which stands for,
Of course it holds up.
like Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Like,
So-
if you don't think Jurassic Park holds up, why are you
Get out.
here?
Get
Leave.
out. Just go.
Unsubscribe.
Just go.
Close your browser. Close your iPad. Whatever you have.
Actually, send us a message or an email at hello@itholdsup so I can unfriend you in real life.
Boom. Perfect.
Make it official.
Like, let's just end this now. I don't want you to just unsubscribe. I won't know that.
Yeah, that's true.
I just don't
fair.
want to be your friend.
Right. We
Yeah.
want to box you out completely.
Yeah, we want to take you out of all of our lives.
Yep.
Yeah.
In fact, that's how you get canceled.
Yeah. If
I
you,
will cancel you for not liking Jurassic Park.
Amen. So now, that being said, fellas, I know we're coming off a little hostile, but I think it's really founded because really
Our
deserved.
hostility is founded.
Our hostility comes from a place of knowing that Jurassic Park holds up, but we still want to put it through the gauntlet as an excuse for the three of us to watch Jurassic Park and talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, clearly, if you're watching this, you like our pennies.
Pennies.
So, I mean, here's a penny about JP.
JP, dude.
Yeah.
So that being said, what I'd like to do,
What do you want to do?
I'd like to cut to news correspondent Jason
Uh-huh.
Flynn.
Welcome.
Jason
Oh, wait,
Flynn,
wait.
what are we watching today, my man?
We are watching Jurassic Park. Now, as you alluded to in the beginning, you said the original, the one and only, or you said the one and only.
I did.
OG, baby.
There's like 150 of them now.
There are
There was like 1,
2.
and then it took a while
3.
for 2.
Yep.
And then 3 was like right after.
Yep.
Long break, and then like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And-
Chris Pratt's been
Pratt,
in all
yeah.
of them.
And the animated series, which, by the way, you guys,
There's an animated series?
yeah, it's for kids. I think it's called like Cretaceous or something like that.
Good name.
Camp Cretaceous, right? And it's like the kids are like at a camp in Jurassic Park. I'm gonna be real with you guys, not bad.
Only camp for this guy, Camp Onawana.
Amen, bro.
I mean, so we know everything about this movie, right? To the point that I forgot to research stuff before this because I thought I knew everything. But let's talk about cast.
Okay. Well, what about a synopsis? Let's lead with the synopsis.
Sorry.
Well, synopses.
Man, so IMDb on this one, though, gave like the entire storyline. I don't want that. Oh, here we go. Ooh, big words in this one.
Here we go. Words
You're
guy.
gonna need help.
Resident words guy.
Me. A pragmatic paleontologist touring an almost complete theme park on an island in Central America is tasked with protecting a couple of kids after a power failure causes the park's clone dinosaurs to run loose. How many P's were in that?
But also, how many difficult? There was only 2.
Pragmatic paleontologist.
That
You
was it. But
crushed.
you did crush
know.
it for sure.
Pragmatic paleontologist protecting power park. Wow.
If you don't like alliteration,
Get
the fuck
out.
out.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Send us a message. Okay. Cast.
What a cast.
What a cast.
What a
But
cast.
before this movie, so like you've got Sam Neill.
Yeah.
What was he in before Jurassic Park? Do you remember anything?
Yeah.
Of course. Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Jason, do you remember anything?
You know,
Mr.
Jason-
Normal Guy.
I don't.
Oh,
Who is
okay.
Sam Neill?
don't even know what he was in before. I knew him as Dr.
Oh
Alan
wait,
Grant.
was Event Horizon before or after this?
I believe it was after.
I think you're right. That might have been like 95.
I think it might have been closer to 2000 than you think.
Really?
Whoa, he was in a lot of stuff before Jurassic Park. His first TV movie, 1971.
He's been at it for a
That's
while.
20 years.
Samuel.
Yeah, dude. Sam Neill goes hard, you guys.
Okay. But anyway, so you got him.
Okay. Who else do we got?
You've got Laura Dern.
Ooh, guys, can we riff on Laura Dern for a moment?
Okay.
She great.
Laura Dern is one of those actors where, you know how like when you see a movie, that actor stays the same age? Like
Yes.
when you think of them, your mental image picture is them the first time you saw them.
Yes.
Laura Dern, right, is this character in my mind forever.
Totally.
But here's what I love about her.
The feeling.
Anytime I see her in anything else, my heart feels warmer.
That feeling. I totally agree.
It's that feeling of like, dude, you know what, guys?
You're safe.
We're home.
Yeah.
Everything is fantastic, right? Laura Dern's here. What could go wrong? And even if it goes wrong, we're okay.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, what a
National treasure.
what a gift.
Love him.
And I remember being young and, you know, seeing him. We're getting into nostalgia a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
But like
Blinded.
seeing the leather jacket, right? We get a lot of leather jackets. We get a lot of flares. I don't think we get repelling. But Jeff Goldblum in this had such a unique way of talking. Still does. But as a kid, it's like, whoa, what is this guy doing with his mouth and the words?
He was,
You know?
he was cool.
So cool.
And even though some people would say, you know, he's got the sex appeal,
Yeah,
I
he
think
does.
in this in particular,
Oh, yeah.
with El Wardrobe
Yeah,
and just everything he was doing,
Yep.
I'm just like, Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
Remember, like, so his leg's broken or whatever, and he's laying on
Yeah,
the
dude,
table
with his shirt
and his
open.
shirt's off,
yeah.
And he's
he's
all
like-
sweaty.
and the power's out. He's like, something's wrong. Like, good Lord.
Or
dude.
when they're like in one of the very first scenes. Sorry to go to nostalgia here.
No, we're
Go
when
for
he's
it.
like, "Give me your hand," trying to like explain,
Yeah.
but
Chaos
butterfly
theory.
effect
Yeah,
or
chaos theory.
The water.
And he's just like, "Hey, let me have your hand.
Here,
He,
give me
like,
your hand,
puts
Jason.
he like puts it on. Why did it go this way?
Oh, wow. Wow.
Now
Now,
you
no,
say precipitation on the skin. You say
the small
you know,
changes
the
in
small
your
changes
hair.
in your hair.
Yeah.
Like all that shit. He's just like, damn, Samuel, you need to be careful.
yeah, he's about to steal your girl.
Change. Why? Because tiny variations, the orientation of the hairs on your hands,
Hey, Ellen, look at this.
the amount of blood distending your vessels, imperfections in the skin.
Who else do we have in this movie?
So I always forget about this one. Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, dude, hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your butts.
Hold on to him.
Yeah.
Wayne Knight, right? Newman from
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm just gonna go grab a little soda. Anybody want anything from the vending machines? You know? Yeah.
He's real salty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good. He's
so-
got all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know the magic
Yeah.
word.
You didn't say the magic word.
Hammond is Richard Attenborough, right? So
Is he knighted?
I was more of a David guy.
no, I think that's his brother,
David.
Is Sir David Attenborough.
Okay, there we go.
We talked about Joseph Mazzello. He plays Tim, the human piece of toast.
Tim, the human piece of toast.
Where
Favorite childhood actor?
didn't realize he was in Social Network. We talked about that in one of the episodes. But
yeah.
He's also in Band of Brothers,
is he really?
but not the Pacific version.
Oh,
Not the
okay.
Pacific? Or
No,
in
the Pacific, not
Oh.
the OG.
Not Band of Brothers. He's in the Pacific.
Yes,
I never
but it's-
watched it.
I think it's called the Pacific.
You ever watched the Pacific?
No, is it good?
Okay, what about Band of Brothers?
Of course.
Okay, good.
Of course.
Pacific is. I mean, Band of Brothers is special. I
It
think
is.
Pacific is like right there.
No shit.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go.
It's really good.
I'll give it a go. Now, who's the guy who plays
Oh, the-
Clever Girl?
Oh,
Clever girl.
Bob Peck.
Bob Peck. What's
Yeah.
the character's name?
Muldoon.
Muldoon, that's right.
What a great name.
bad motherfucker.
The next dude, that's like a good name for a dog or like or a
Muldoon?
cat. Like
Yeah.
some animal, maybe even like a fish.
Yeah. Oh, make it ironic.
Yeah.
You know? I like that.
This is Muldoon.
yeah.
Oh, he
Muldoon,
was-
my beta.
He was
Nope.
in the Young Indiana Jones. Interesting. But yeah,
Really?
he passed away in 1999.
I think
Did he
he was
really?
the Germans in Young Indy.
That's too bad. I didn't know he passed.
Yeah, 1999.
Bummer.
Bummer.
Too soon.
Bummer.
Okay, so Do we got fun facts about Jurassic Park?
Yeah, I've
fun
got
facts.
some. We'll save who could have done it.
Yeah,
we'll
for
save
later.
that for after. We got some good who could have done it.
I love that segment.
So also in Twister, we talked about what sounds you have to combine to make a Twister noise.
What's a dino
So in
sound?
this, for specifically the T-Rex, what noises did they have to combine to come up with a T-Rex noise? I mean, that was pretty good.
There's some metal, something metallic.
All these are going to be animals.
Okay.
So it's a combination of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 animals.
List them off, man.
No, you got to take.
I wanna guess.
You got to
Okay.
take at least a couple of guesses.
Jason Gray.
We're going a goose, some type of avian. animal.
There is a bird in here.
I'm gonna go falcon.
Okay.
Or a hawk.
Okay.
Elephant.
There
Yep,
is an
the
elephant.
I'm not. I didn't hit it with the hawk.
No,
Damn it.
there is a bird, but it's not a hawk.
Some type of feline, probably.
Yep.
We're
Lion?
going a lion.
Not a tiger.
Tiger. Okay.
Okay.
So
That's a tough
tiger, elephant,
hmm
some kind of bird.
There is a bird.
Ostrich. Finch.
Ostrich would really make sense because they talk a lot about ostriches and whatnot. No, it's the little old penguin.
Penguins?
Penguin?
Yeah.
Hold up. Time
I'm
out.
never gonna
Penguins
look-
make sounds?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Right here.
Oh, yeah.
Right
Yeah.
here, we'll insert penguin screaming.
Okay.
Dog, alligator, elephant, tiger, penguin.
Got it.
But penguin.
Yeah,
I love
never would have got
penguin.
there. I never would have got there.
Oh.
So-
What was it in Twister? I think it was cow. I think
No, it was a camel.
Oh yeah, camel.
Yeah.
You want to talk about budget?
Yeah.
I think we've hit it a lot. Do you remember what it was?
No.
It was
I'm gonna say
90 million?
Yeah, I'm gonna say like
63.
63.
63. Okay.
63 million. And you figure most of that probably went to the 6 minutes of Industrial Light and Magic.
Yeah. And building that T-Rex.
Yeah. Which broke down in the rain.
Yeah,
Not,
yeah.
a,
Something
not a
about
small Rex.
Nope.
I have a fun fact.
Yeah.
So, you know the scene, the very famous scene with the cup of water and the ripple?
Oh, yeah.
So Spielberg's like, yo, I want it
That's why
to
we put
ripple
these
from
on
the
here.
center out.
Yeah.
Right? And the guys at ILM were having a hard time figuring this out. They put a speaker, a sub below the cup of water and would turn up the frequency and it'd create that ripple. Pretty cool, huh?
Way to go.
Yeah, man. There's some creative guys over there. And women. I'm not trying to,
Well, guys is like, you
people.
know,
Creative people.
Humans.
Humans.
peeps.
Peeps.
63 million opening weekend, 47 million gross worldwide.
400.
And this is gross, so this is forever.
500 million.
Billion.
600 million.
1 billy.
Yeah.
Billy?
Billy.
No.
Unbelievable.
That
Jurassic
billion now,
Park.
though, at the
Yeah.
time, that was pretty impressive
Mhm.
until a little movie came right after it called
Titanic.
The Titanic. And now, I mean, it's like it's number 41 now of gross of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that
So
doesn't
many
adjust
above
for inflation and, you know.
Or does it?
Does
No.
it? I
I
don't
don't
know.
I'm not
think it
sure.
does. I mean, even Despicable Me 3 beat it. It's number 40 there. But, yeah. Avatar still cranking up there with 2.8 billion.
That's crazy.
It is, especially because good movie, but
But like that good? Like
It's no
that good?
JP.
it's not that good.
What's the number one?
Avatar. That's what I just
Number
said.
one's Avatar?
Yeah,
Oh.
still. But close behind
Aven-
it's Avengers.
Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
specifically.
Oh, and then Titanic.
And then
Interesting.
Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
And Star Wars Force Awakens,
Mm-hmm.
2 billion. Avengers Infinity War, 2 billion. God, those two movies, Infinity War and Endgame.
We don't need to worry about Disney. They're doing fine.
They're
Do-
okay.
They're
fine.
doing fine.
Especially now that they have the Star Wars franchise as well. They're doing all right, I guess.
Any other fun facts?
I think I'm good. Woo! I mean, we'll do the like we said, we'll do who could have done it. We'll do that after the old.
I want to dive
Watching.
into the nostalgia.
Yeah. I want to go watch this movie.
Who saw this movie in theaters?
Mm.
Oh, my man. Yeah, we did.
Sorry.
I remember elementary school, right?
What was 93?
Yeah,
I would have been 9.
I was in elementary school. I know that much
Oh,
because
maybe I didn't see. No, I had to have seen it.
You guys
in
would have been
theaters.
7.
yeah, it I remember being terrified because and here's the nostalgia. Here's the beauty of this movie. Much like Jaws, Spielberg knows how to make a horror movie. It is a horror movie. It's action, it's adventure, but dude, there are some scenes that even now as a 35-year-old man, I watch it and I'm like, yo, dude, turn on a light. You know what I mean?
And I think we kind of pointed that out with the fact that there's only 15 minutes of dinosaurs. It's 2 hours, 7 minutes, right? So, and only 15 minutes of that is actual dinosaurs. The rest is the terror of the power
Probably
going
half
out.
of that time is when they're in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the scene I'm talking about.
Like climbing the fence when it starts flashing.
Oh,
inside your head.
yeah.
Like
Dude.
And it goes,
I might have a heart attack today.
Dude,
I was in a much healthier situation when I was 9 watching this.
yeah,
jump,
for sure.
Tim, jump.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I love it. So, what do you guys remember of the film?
I mean, everything?
Everything, right?
Just about everything.
I mean, it's super quotable.
When was the last
Yes.
time you watched it?
I watched it a month ago.
I was going to say within 6 months, probably.
Yeah.
Thanks, COVID.
It's
Yeah.
been a
I
while.
watched all the movies.
How long for you, Jay?
It's been a while.
Like
Years?
years?
Probably.
Wow, you're in for a special treat. I ran this a month ago with the missus, and as I was watching it, I was like, this is one of the greatest films ever made of all time.
I was actually thinking that when we were
OCIHU.
recently talking about what's your top favorite movies of all time. None of us mentioned this, but at the same time, like it's
Not in
gotta,
the top 5, but top 5 is tough.
top five
Super
is tough.
tough. It's top 10.
Top
it's
10
gotta
for
be top
sure.
10.
Easy.
Easy top 10.
We were even just talking about the original logo.
Yeah.
That I remember buying this on VHS at Safeway.
Oh, yeah.
Right, you go into Safeway, the black box,
Yep.
yellow logo.
Yep.
Red.
Put it up right there, Jay Flynn. There it
you go.
is. God, I love
Damn.
it.
Just looks
Magic.
good.
And on VHS, too. I have it on VHS. And there's something about it when
Is
you
that
hold
what
it.
we're watching it on today?
No. Nope. No, we're not. We are not.
I think we should.
We are not.
Well, we'll watch it on standard def DVD then. But I'm going to put on the soundbar.
No, if we're not going VHS, we need to go full blown HD. None of this.
Fine.
crap.
I'll allow it.
That was close.
I'll allow it. Okay, so let's see. I mean, so this brings us to an interesting juncture. Usually here we vote, will it hold up or not? We all know this movie holds up. I think instead what we do is we go watch this movie, and then on the other side, we just riff about all the good shit we just saw.
George
Shit.
Riffington.
I have a question.
Yes.
Now, you just watched it.
Yep.
I've watched it recently. Jason hasn't.
Yeah.
What do you think, graphics-wise, holds up?
Holds up.
Think so?
Yeah.
Like even the
it would have to.
even the computer pieces.
Yep.
It would
Like
have
I feel
to.
like everything's gonna hold up. About the music, we know.
John Williams, dude.
Acting.
Acting holds up. Characters hold up. Set design holds up.
Like,
Effects
I
hold up.
literally can't think of something that might not. I'm trying to think. Okay, like what could we, if we could pick this movie apart and be as unbiased as possible as we go in there and
The
watch it.
dinos don't actually look like that when they were dinos.
See, but no one actually knows that.
Yeah, but
Outside of like science and well, the book was better. Like nothing about this movie is even on the table for it doesn't hold up.
Have you read the book?
Okay.
I have not read the book.
I think I started the book, but
Yeah.
I was like,
Michael Cretone.
Yeah, I have not. But what I've the only criticisms I've ever heard around this film specifically are and I can't say, well, it's like, go fucking.
That's
read the book.
everyone with every book.
It's true. It's true.
Right.
And it's one of my pet peeves because you can't compare.
No, they're
You just-
different things.
It's like this,
They are
dude.
different things.
I've been to Italy. Y'all been to Italy?
Yeah.
Have you had pizza in Italy?
Yeah.
Right. Now, the pizza in Italy is better than pizza here. It's Italian. It's the birthplace of pizza. That's where they make pizza.
The birthplace.
But we can have pizza here and still have a great time. Now,
Yes.
is it better than the pizza? No, but you go to Italy.
It's a different thing.
It's a different book and movie, dude. It's a different thing.
Just because it's called like you are having pizza does
Yeah.
not mean that it is the same experience.
Exactly.
Like it's the same piece of art technically,
Uh-huh.
but it's not.
And we're still having one hell of a good time.
Yes.
but it's
Yeah.
one hell of a good.
good time.
So that being said, you guys, we're going to go to my living room right over there. We're going to watch Jurassic Park. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about it in all its glory. Does that sound good to you guys?
I'm personally very excited about this.
Let's go push play.
Woo!
There it is.
to Jurassic Park.
We've made living biological attractions so astounding that they'll capture the imagination of the entire planet.
The most phenomenal discovery of our time
How'd you do this?
becomes the greatest adventure of all time.
Can I touch it?
Sure.
Universal Pictures presents
You feel that?
Hold on to your butts.
a Steven Spielberg film.
Senses of feeling all over the park.
Yeah, that's nice. Gotta go.
An adventure
I can't get Jurassic Park back online.
65 million years in the making. Jurassic Park.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We just watched Jurassic Park
With our eyes.
with our eyeballs and our bodies.
6 of them,
6 eyeballs were in the house.
3 bodies.
8 if you count my cat,
It's true.
because he watched with us.
Hopper was definitely about it.
We have so much to talk about. There's so much to be said about Jurassic Park, and we're going to get to every single piece of it. But first, Jason Flynn, we're going to cue it to Jason Gray for...
I was like, oh man. Notes and quotes.
Oh my God, can we give him an applause for that? That was beautiful.
Is that the segment we're going to do?
Yeah, it
Okay,
is.
good.
I didn't know where we're going.
I knew we were going there, but the
Yeah.
song was
I
different.
really,
Yeah.
I hit you with it.
Can you do that one more time?
No. Probably never
just,
again.
Just try it. Just
no,
try
I'm
it.
good.
I'm going to sample
I'll
it.
harmonize with you.
Nat, can we just go?
It's all right.
Notes and quotes. Nice to see you here at Notes and Quotes. My name's Jason, and I do the notes and the quotes.
And the quotes.
Not as many as you would think.
May I go out on a limb as resident limb guy?
You are a resident limb guy.
I feel like there's not as many written notes because this was an experience.
Twas.
It's all in here.
Yeah, and it's in here.
Twas.
In our hearts.
In our hearts.
Yeah. 'Cause
That was
normally-
good, Jeremy.
Normally we're taking the movie in and we are kind of not dissecting, but
Kicking
kind
it
of.
around a little bit.
Yeah. This one, we're not dissecting. It's more of like catching moments.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I was trying to do. I was like, oh, there's a moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you were catching them.
Yeah.
Catching moments, man.
So right out the gate, as resident moment catcher,
That should be the tagline to your autobiography, though.
moment catcher.
Yeah. A Jason Gray story.
Yeah, and it's like a dream catcher, but like turned sideways and
Catching
like the moments
moments.
are coming down.
It practically just wrote itself.
There it is.
Love it. So before we got started, we were just like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
We're going to get rappelling.
Yeah.
We're going to get copters.
Yep.
We're going to get leather jackets.
Yeah.
Like, this has all...
Flares.
Flares.
Yeah.
Who could forget about flares?
Yeah, man.
This guy just did.
Yeah. Flares.
We're going to get... We're going to get it all.
We had the 90s tropes grand slam in Jurassic
We had
Park.
it all.
Yeah.
And usually, like, the counters that I come up with
Mhm.
are, like, it kind of in the moment, like, oh, this is going to be a thing. I'm going to start counting this. But we knew what they were going to be.
Yeah,
so
we did.
we had a spare no expense counter.
That's my favorite counter, by the way. Every single time John Hammond says spared no
Spare
expense.
no expense.
I love that.
Something about it.
Yeah.
How many? Guess.
Oh, I'm going to go with 6. 7.
Less than you would think.
5.
4.
4.
I didn't
There
get
were
to guess.
only 4.
No
Yeah,
shit.
There were
so
2 in the beginning and then 2 back-to-back near the end.
What's funny about that is that when you think about this movie, it's so quotable.
Yes.
So many quotes. I felt like spared no expense was at least like 50.
Mhm.
Like it's like that's all John Hammond's talking
Yeah.
about is how much goddamn money he poured into the
Spared no
place.
expense.
You know? 4.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna make that a bit every time we talk about the budget from now on. I'm set in my ways. I want that.
Yep. Spare no expense.
Yeah.
How many copters?
I'm gonna go with 5.
3.
Split the diffie.
4?
Yeah.
Why 4? Hold
4
on.
and
Hold
4.
on. Hold
Yeah.
on.
They're
One-
going to the island.
There were 2 at the end, and there were, again, 2
How
at
is
the
there
beginning.
2 at the end?
Because we have the copter coming down.
Yeah, that's a copter
Oh,
shot.
if it's individual shots, I think you're still wrong.
Well, we're not going like shot for shot. It's just like when did the copter come in? There's a copter
Okay.
coming in,
Yeah.
and then they're in the copter in the beginning,
The beginning, the first copter, John
Montana.
Hammond
Zooms
shows
in
up.
Montana.
Yep.
Yes.
Then going to the island.
Yep.
Then
If you're saying one's coming down counts as it, well, they're driving away and it's flying up and off.
Well,
on
then there's
its own.
only 3 copters.
Well, no, I think there's 5.
this counter just got so confusing somehow.
Audience, please go watch Jurassic Park, JP. and
Email
tell-
us.
please.
We'll
and
make
tell
it an
us.
Instagram poll.
Yeah.
Right?
Hello
How
at
many-
itholdsup.com. How many copters? How many copter shots?
Yes.
Were there in the film Jurassic Park? We're
Yes.
relying on you to settle this once and for all.
Because this is just chaos.
And we just watched it.
chaos. Water.
Which way is it going to roll?
If you put it right here, then
Oh, and he like lightly grabs her hair. We'll get to it.
Let's get to
yes,
that.
we'll get there.
We'll get
so, how they introduce the characters
Amazing.
each time is fucking awesome.
Amazing.
Like Dr. Grant, he actually comes up from the bottom of
Yes.
the screen.
Yes.
It's like, okay, you're tracking over like, oh, this is like they have the brushes and doing whatever, and then up
Yeah.
comes Dr. Grant.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
here I am.
Dude, and here's the thing about Spielberg, right?
Spielby.
This guy makes films.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every character intro, every delicate little moment where we're trying to emphasize an emotion, we're pushing in with the camera. We're pulling out. We're entering frame from bottom, from left, from right. It's none of this like simply cut to. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about Spielberg, especially with
He
the
good.
hats.
Yeah.
He's got a thing with hats for dramatic emphasis, and I love that.
You know who had an interesting entry was JGB. Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, there we go.
It's like
Both
John
of us. I'm so glad
Gerard.
Flynn was with me. I was like, oh my God, I feel dumb.
John Gerard Baker.
But he's literally, it just kind of pans to him in the helicopter because, and
Yeah.
so like everybody else kind of has a thing. Like John Hammond is like, you don't see him. He's leaning into the fridge, getting a
Yeah.
bottle of something. You don't know what it is. And then he turns around, like
Yeah.
an interesting like
Reveal.
intro to him.
Yeah.
But I think it's because Jeff Goldblum just has that gravitas.
Yeah, he doesn't
You
need
just
it.
need to show that
Yeah,
motherfucker.
pan around and let me see the glory.
Yeah.
And
He's
they
got
do.
like the shirt and the jacket
And the necklace.
just chilling.
Leather jacket.
He was
Chef's
so
kiss.
good. He's my favorite character.
Yes.
We'll get to that.
Well, we know who your favorite character is.
I mean, we can
Well.
jump into that because I wrote that a little bit later since we're here.
'Kay.
The characters and the acting is
through the roof.
it's fucking awesome. It's so good.
It's so good. And what I love about it is we have these incredible actors,
Yeah.
and they're put in pretty unique situations, right? It's an animatronic triceratops.
Yeah.
Right? But Laura Dern, she
LD.
shows up and she's like, hey, this is real, dude. And she's sick and I'm going to help her out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there was any bad acting
No.
No,
from
there
a
was
single
no bad
character.
acting.
No.
Whereas normally you'd have like, oh my god, like you would think like Dennis Nedry, like his character would end up being
Yeah,
something
totally.
stupid or
Yeah,
whatever.
kind of a
I
slap.
thought it was great.
Yeah, no, he was great. And
He's so good.
all the way down to the guy who was working with the triceratops, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, she's like, oh, is this West Indian lilac or whatever? And he's like, oh yeah, but the
They don't
dinos
need-
don't
they
eat
don't
them,
eat 'em.
man.
Yeah.
And even he, like with his mustache and the Ray-Bans, I was
Mm.
like, yo, dude, everybody top to bottom's coming in.
Ray-Bans needs to go on the list.
Yeah, aviators specifically.
Aviator.
Yes.
Spielberg is really good. I'm just going to read my note here.
Mm-hmm.
Spielberg is so good at conveying the awe
Mhm.
of the first moment of seeing the dinosaurs.
I watched this a month ago, and when I did, I cried at that part.
I need you to put a pin in this comment for something I have later.
I put a pin in it.
Okay. Is that how?
Bing!
Yeah, that's a better ping.
Bing. Is it a bing or a ping?
I think it's a.
Bing.
I can't tell which that is.
Bing.
That's a Bing.
That was a ping.
Damn it.
Ah, dang it. So close. Split the difference.
Beacon. But in that same, like the excitement of seeing dinosaurs throughout the beginning is like, it's so real and it's infectious. Just
It's
like
infectious.
you're like, oh my god, they're
Yeah.
seeing dinosaurs.
We're in Jurassic Park.
Oh, we're there.
We're there.
And it's like every time I see it, it's the same.
Yeah.
However,
Oh, no.
Jeremy and I got into a little bit of a yelling match.
There was some divisiveness.
Yeah, no, not yelling at all. However,
We were of a mild temperament.
There was a mild temp. We were just, with two bros,
It got about as heated as a discussion could ever get between you two.
which is like on the scale of 1 to 10, probably about a 2.
Yeah.
It may have peaked up to 3 at one point.
Oh.
When we decided to just settle it and just say, never mind.
We agreed to disagree.
Yes. And what we were talking about was
to disagree.
Oh.
the VFX
Yeah.
of the Brontosaurus. But just side note, VFX in the whole thing, practical effects in the whole thing, top
Amazing.
notch.
Amazing.
You would not know that they're not dinos.
However, Jason Gray.
The very first dino we see, which is the Brontosaurus or the Brachiosaurus, when they are like, he turns her head to be like, yo, stop looking at the
leaf.
pamphlet.
A leaf.
No, it was a leaf.
The leaflet.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, you got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
The leaflet.
Yeah, she's looking at a leaf, and just that whole. Can we just break that sequence up real quick? Because
I love that.
like Spielberg gets the script, right, and there's no dialogue, right, except for Ellie talking about this leaf and how it's been extinct for whatever, and you see Dr. Grant. And he stands up and he takes off his shades and you see Malcolm get all serious. And then she's going on about this leaf and he just turns her head and then she enters the frame and then takes her. There's so much dramatic emphasis that by the time we cut to the dino, we're already like, what the fuck are they looking at?
Yeah. It's like in an EDM song where there's the drop.
Yeah, that was the drop,
The
dude.
build up was.
The build. Spielberg crushed that build.
However.
Jason Gray. Go ahead.
The VFX on the Brontosaurus. In my opinion, I'm not
We're
saying.
going to respect your penny.
I can respect my penny, but also respect your penny.
Okay.
It's not that they weren't good. However, thinking back to when I was a kid, there was no point where I thought, oh my God, that's not a Brontosaurus.
Yeah.
Seeing it now, like, I'm not seeing the T-Rex and I'm like, oh, it's not a T-Rex. Like, duh, of course. Come on. Unless they,
Really did
cloned one and whatever. Maybe. I don't know.
You don't know.
We don't know.
Anyway,
$63 million budget.
You see that Brontosaurus and the light, how it's hitting it, and like you can tell that it is not grounded in my opinion, it's not grounded in that moment. When all of the other VFX, it's grounded in the scene. Like there's no part of that where it's like, this is not here.
Yeah.
And my penny on this was, it's not that this doesn't hold up, but this is not as good as I remember.
I'll take that.
I'll take that for the Brontosaurus.
That's it.
Then later, it got so good because I did agree with you that it looked out of place, almost like a bad green screen.
What was your penny on that, though?
Here's my penny, is that I remember the first time I saw Jurassic Park. And the first time I saw that scene, I was so overwhelmed. I thought I might implode. You guys know me now. Okay, we watched, what's the Jamie Lee Curtis one?
Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday, yeah.
Freaky Friday. Okay.
Favorite.
I had a panic attack in Freaky Friday. Okay, I get into this shit, right? So you could imagine young Jeremy, 7 years age, right? There's no such thing as suspending disbelief. I'm a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Couple that with who I am and my essence, where I go all in on these things, boys.
Essence to Jeremy.
Uh-huh. And yeah. So when I saw that scene for the first time, I remember being like, oh my God. When I watched this a month ago, I didn't cry when I was a kid, but this time I cried because I was so overwhelmed by it all, So what I'll say to it is that I think that if the question were, do those effects hold up or not, I give it they hold up.
Yes. I think the question or the way we differed or what I was saying was it's not that they don't hold up, but they are not as good in that moment as I remember them as a child.
That's fair.
But still like an 8 out of 10. They were still really
Still good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the only time, and it was funny because it was the first dino.
And it kind of takes you out of it because you're like, oh, it does look different. It looks fake.
It's interesting how all of the other VFX the whole time for dinos were freaking spot on, but that dino was a little...
It's almost like because it was in broad daylight.
Maybe. Yeah.
Broad
that's probably
daylight
what
and by
it was.
itself.
And
Yep.
by itself,
Yeah, fair.
against the big blue sky, where
Yep.
it's like the T-Rex running through trees and
In the
everything.
dark ones, it's raining.
Lots
and there's
of
a lot
shadows.
And
movement,
even-
and the
yeah.
camera shaking
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they're
yeah.
in the car.
Yeah,
Whereas this
totally.
is just like,
Yeah.
But and to that, even with the raptors, because you get full size dinos later on, but it's always within context.
Yeah.
and
totally.
it's running around and moving a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? The fun fact at the beginning was that there was only 15 minutes of screen time.
For dinos,
It felt like a lot more than
it felt
that.
like a lot, and that's
Mhm.
Spielby, dude.
Spielby.
He knows, like the very beginning scene. We don't see a raptor, right? But we know we don't see a raptor for like an hour and a half,
And
right?
we see a fucking brachiosaurus.
Right.
Like,
But by the
like
time
a
we
bunch of times.
But by the
Yeah.
time we see a raptor, because he's building the horror,
Yeah.
right? By the time we see it, we are already very clear that whatever it is going to fuck us up.
I would like to add this to the bing to the little pin.
Yeah. Oh, you want to pin that?
is it
It's-
a ping or is it a bing?
whatever it is? We're gonna add it to that.
Can-
Keep that thought in mind. I got a good thing.
I'm going to forget. You guys know me.
I know that's what I was really more telling him. I'm just looking at you.
Roger that. Okay, so Jason Gray, what's next on the notes and quotes, my man?
Some actually a note before some quotes, because I did have some quotes here. The DNA strand voice actor,
Yeah.
Dino DNA,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's great.
Dinosaur.
A dinosaur. Put the here in the here. And
And you bridge the gap and you've got bingo, dino, DNA.
I feel
So
like you
good.
can say bingo dino DNA to anyone. They know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. They'll be like, oh, yeah, Jurassic Park. You know?
Dino
Totally.
DNA.
and we looked that guy up. He's dead.
Oh, yeah. Audience, we regret to inform you, but he's no longer with us.
And does not look how you think he would look.
Not at all. Not at all. Put him up there.
He looks like he definitely plays World of Warcraft.
For sure, dude.
Doesn't leave the basement.
Nope.
He died in like 1998, but that's fine.
Damn, so not long after.
All right, so I don't know why this is the first quote.
Okay.
But Dr. Grant is like they're on the ride, you know, and then they're like, wait, those are the actual scientists? Like blah blah. They're having like some like small
Science
scientist kind of
talk, yeah.
talk, and the one thing he says is, how do you interrupt the cellular mitosis?
And I don't know the answer to that question.
We never got to know the answer.
I really want to know: is a paleontologist really that deep into like biology versus?
Probably.
Dr. Grant is, I'll tell you that much.
I wonder if that sentence really has anything to do with like, you know, DNA replication. Or
Yeah, I
like
wonder
cloning.
if like a bunch of nerdy ass scientists are at home getting triggered. You know, like
Right.
of course it doesn't interrupt the cellular
To the
mitosis.
Google.
Well, mitosis actually is
Interrupting.
completely different than that, so I don't know what they're talking about.
Man, if you look between my legs, you'll actually find a calculator. You know.
Really?
No offense, scientists.
I mean, calculator, depending on the calculator. TI, what is it? TI
T89.
89?
I did not do math back in the day. I never had to use graphing calculators or anything.
I remember you put the
Yeah.
games on them.
Yeah.
That was like the best thing about them.
I just typed boobless. You know.
So I
Wasn't
typed
it boobies? It wasn't boobless.
Oh yeah. Well, if you make it a 7.
Oh, yeah, fair.
I typed in
Turn the
interrupting
calculator, it's like, look, bro.
in the Google. I put in interrupting cellular mitosis, and all it does is bring up a bunch of Jurassic Park stuff.
I love that.
So
That's great.
Amen.
there's a thing called a mitotic inhibitor that popped up on Wikipedia, but other than that, JP. Jason, just move on.
Lysine contingency.
The lysine contingency.
Yeah.
That's a band name. There's
Yeah. It has to be.
1,000%. There's a band out there called the Lysine Contingency, and they're like a punk pop band.
Yeah, and I'll
Okay.
see him. I'll see him live.
About the lysine contingency, so skipping way ahead. That's how the Australian hunter guy says,
Muldoon.
Muldoon,
Future fish name.
My beta.
Beta, yeah.
that he says, oh, but what about the lysine contingency? Meaning that if they don't give them this lysine supplement, all the dinosaurs are just going to slip into a coma and die. That's his solution to saving these people immediately, right? And Hammond's like, no, it's not an option, presumably because he doesn't want to lose all his dinosaurs and money.
Fair.
But it's like, okay,
He
you're
spared no expense.
so you're talking about, so no one's left on this island. They all left on the ship, and he's proposing that maybe we just don't go give them this drug so that they all die. And it's like, But you got to save these people now. I doubt it's a daily dose of lysine that they give them.
I think it sounded like it was something that they would do and then have to keep giving them lysine.
Right, but I just mean, he's like, what about the lysine contingency? We're talking about saving someone now, not, let's just hope if we don't give them a drug, this thing dies later.
Yeah, there's no way they go out there every day to the Triceratops. All right,
Here's
time
your
for your
lysine.
daily lysine.
Or to the
little
T-Rex that they couldn't find. They put the goat up there and the thing didn't show up. Like,
Interesting.
Well, they inject the goat with the lysine.
I was just thinking maybe they put it, it's like sometimes I gotta hide my cat's meds in the food.
Yeah.
maybe the lawyer was full of lysine, and now that dinosaur is going to be like, fuck. Yeah.
And that right there, Jay Flynn, is what got us a sequel.
Boom.
The lawyer, dude.
Really?
Favorite
I have no idea.
favorite quote of maybe the whole movie
Okay.
and really encapsulates it?
Mhm.
Take a guess. You just cheated.
I've never been. Normally, when we record things, I don't sit where I can see your notes. This is a whole new experience for me.
Life finds a way.
Life
Life
finds a way,
finds
man.
a way.
The whole riff, though,
Mm.
that Ian Malcolm goes on is just so good.
Well, then, there you have it.
And, he's just like throwing John Hammond so much shade. And he's like, your
then-
idea sucks. And
And I
there
love
you
how
have it.
Hammond is like, there you go.
Yeah.
Like trying to just end it. And then someone's like, wait.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
It's so funny because
shut the fuck up,
like
Grant.
that line by itself too, like how he goes through this whole like diatribe and then ends with, well, there you have it.
There
like
you have it.
it's real. It's got to be difficult for any actor to say something and then the end of that is not a punctuation.
No.
It is kind of a throwaway.
Yeah.
But because it's our boy Goldblum, like he is able to have that gravitas that the throwaway is actually like
The heavy hitter.
it's the mic drop.
Yeah, man.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's the best.
Chilean sea bass, what do you think?
Delicious.
Yeah.
So I discovered that was the last time I had seen this movie was we were at Costco. They had Chilean sea bass on sale, so we bought it. And I was like, oh, my God, I've never actually had this. But I remember it from being 9 years old, and it looked amazing.
How
Tastes
was it?
delicious. I love it.
It's good?
Yeah, it gets a little pricey.
Yeah. Well, it's from Chile.
It's the ugliest fish you've ever seen, by the
Well.
way. So
That's kind of messed up.
Yeah, put them up there.
Yeah, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Oh, God. Maybe not.
Jason.
Interactive CD-ROM.
Bro, all the computer stuff is
Yeah.
so good. She's like, oh, my God. It's a Unix system. I know this. And then it's like this 3D
Where you fly through
map.
it.
Oh, let's go over to this server.
And like behind Nedry, they have a random big red light bar.
Yeah.
It just flashes different lights, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Hey,
that's
there's-
some high-tech
There's
shit.
computer shit happening.
Yeah,
right
maybe.
there.
It's computing. It's computing, dude.
There's just lots of bleeping and blorping left and right. It's high-tech.
I know we said this multiple times, and I think this is kind of what you mentioned with our boy Malcolm. How scared are you about him stealing your girl?
Dude, here's the deal, fellas. Like, listen, we're a couple of cool dudes. You know what I mean? We're strapping. We're funny. We're smart. You know what I mean? If Ian Malcolm showed up on the scene, he's gonna steal our girl,
This
dude.
handsome devil right here.
Yeah, especially in this pose. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
This
you
is-
know the pose.
This is the laying down pose.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
dude.
touch his tummy right here.
that
touch.
Ian Goldblum. Jeff
Nice.
Goldblum
JGB.
is stealing our girl, dude.
You brought up the point where he's in the car and he's doing the thing with the water on her hand. She was into it.
How
She
could
was,
you not be?
Like at first
I
she's
was
like,
into it.
I was into it.
she's like, Alan, will you look at this? And he's looking for Dilophosaurus or whatever. And she's sitting there like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, which way is it gonna go?
He jumped out of the car and kind of cockblocked Jeff Goldblum.
And
a
that
little bit.
whole scene was so good. And now here I am talking to myself. Yeah.
See, here I'm now by myself, talking to myself. That's chaos.
He talked to himself multiple times.
Loved
and
it.
Every time was great.
It played.
Easily the best character.
The set design
Amazing.
was, it's so good.
It's like we're in Jurassic Park.
1,000%. I mean, that's the reason why this movie is like top 10 of all time.
Yeah.
And why it's, on OCIHU today.
Everything is perfect.
Everything's good.
Yeah, man. I have a funny story, actually, that just came to mind. I don't know if either of you have ever heard before. But that took a lot to get it out.
It was.
When I was a young lad, Jurassic Park came out. Very formative years.
Oh,
okay?
just wee little Jeremy.
Yeah, it was about this.
Oh,
big.
we'll throw him up on the screen over here. Oh, look at him.
Putting a lot of pressure on me. Find pictures of him to put on there.
I'll send you some. My dad built this thing in the backyard, the playhouse, and it was kind of like, 2 stories, little stories, and
had a swing on the side,
a
or
slide, and a pole. You could, and then, but on the backside, all these bushes, and at the time, big bushes, and so after seeing Jurassic Park, I took 2 of my mom's tomato planters, so they grow up, and I took one of them. Right, and I mangled it up. I bent and broke all the pieces, and then I ripped up one of my stuffed animals and put them in there, covered the whole thing in ketchup, right? Then I took another one, right, put a stuffed animal in there, and I told my dad to come outside. I was like, dude, we got to feed the raptors, right? So I had ropes attached to all the bushes, okay, and I'm on top of the playhouse, and I drop down the good stuffed animal, right? And then I wrangle the bushes and make all kinds of sound, and I pull up the other one. Now, this is Jeremy, like, pre-10 years of age. You see what I'm saying? And I'm recreating one of the most famous scenes from Jurassic Park. No big deal.
I wish we had gotten all of it on video.
Me too, dude, because goddamn, I bet it looked good.
A documentary series on the making of,
recreation
of.
And on this, like, of course it holds up. I'm assuming we're going to do Honey, I Shrunk the Kids at some point. At least I hope we will.
Ooh,
right?
Interesting.
The first one, I love that movie when I was a kid.
And I recreated scenes from that, too, and we'll get to that in that episode.
Quote from Jeremy.
Okay.
Levers were big in the 90s.
They were.
There were some big lever actions.
Now it's all touchscreen shit, but back then you had to pull a lever and push a button and pump the fucking thing.
There was a touchscreen CD-ROM.
That's true. Interactive CD-ROM.
Yeah, that's true.
The T-Rex looks so real,
dude,
and sounds so good, but your boy is not hearing this penguin.
I didn't hear the penguin, dude.
We gotta look up a penguin sound and figure it out.
We're gonna put a penguin sound in because I have a really hard time believing that we got penguin sound in
like
there.
a penguin's like.
There was definitely an elephant in there.
I heard the elephant.
Heard the elephant. Heard the lion. Heard all the things.
Yeah, but not the penguin.
Dog.
Yeah, I heard a little dog for sure. Like kind of the growl. They drop it an octave or two.
12.
But not the penguin.
No, not for 1 second.
Well, we'll figure it out.
But that whole sequence when the T-Rex gets out and pushes the car over and they got the light and Ian's running, Ian, freeze! That whole sequence
it's so good.
is so amazing.
It's perfect.
They don't make them like that anymore.
Mm-mm.
God damn it.
So we said the sets were good?
Yeah.
Right when this T-Rex scene happens and then it kind of transitions into the tree in the car scene where he has to
rappel.
Sam has to go up, snag the kid out of the car, Timothy, head back down. That I don't know how they did that scene. I know movie magic.
Movie magic, man.
But watching it happen it's just because it's all practical.
It's practical, man.
And it looks so
good.
Real.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's so every scene, like we talked about the pacing and the beats and the way we move from scene to scene.
Totally.
Everything moved at the perfect speed, and every time we cut to a new scene, we're not bored. It's not leaving us hanging. It's not building characters through dialogue that doesn't mean anything. It's just like, yo, here's these people. You meet them, you learn so much so quick that you fall in love with them. Like, dude, we all love Dr. Grant 30 seconds into knowing this dude. Scaring the bejesus out of this little kid. And we're like, you know what? I like this guy. I like his style.
I could have lost the scene where he's talking about the flea circus. That always, it just slows everything down. I get bored
I love
with
that
it.
scene.
Yeah, I like it too.
I loved it.
Cut it. Make this thing 2 hours and 3 minutes. 2:07, way overboard.
I liked it because it's like, I like picturing young John Hammond out there with his flea circus, It's like, look at how far he's come,
All right.
InGen, man. By the way, I looked up InGen.com. I was really hoping that they owned it and made it something cool. It's not. It's some stupid software.
Yeah, I think that's been a thing for a while.
I was bummed.
The music,
John Williams, baby.
is so good.
One of the best to ever do it.
It's going to be stuck in our head for like 13 days.
And now it's stuck in all y'all's heads, too.
We're gonna get pulled off YouTube for a copyright violation for singing it.
We'll be okay. There's one spot in particular where the music like kind of got me. It's when Dr. Grant and the kids are in the tree.
Oh yeah.
And it gets like super chill, but we're safe kind of music with the Brachiosaurus like whale singing in the background. It's like it was different
like
than
chimes,
what we had heard before.
Almost like chimey.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was still on theme.
Yeah.
It made you feel like, okay, they're safe.
We could take a breath.
We can take a breath. It's not over yet, but it's okay for right now.
Yeah, and it was cool because Dr. Grant got to experience the wonder that is children, you know? And I like that. He's kind of like, I don't like kids, you know? I'm not down with the whole kids thing, you know? But then he's sitting up there and he's got his arms around him and he's like, you know what? I kind of get it. And I always like seeing the character evolve like that.
So we got to talk about the raptor scene in the kitchen.
Fuck.
Of course.
Fuck. That is some of the scariest shit in cinema, dude.
Jeremy had a tough time with it.
I always, every single time, I know it's going to be fine. I know they're not killing kids out here, but every single time I'm worried about it.
The beginning of that scene was a transition, which is like she comes back from turning the power back on, and she's like, "Okay, I locked one in," and he's like, "Oh, are you sure? How do you know?" Like, well, if they know how to open doors, I guess, but like almost as a throwaway. Cut to the raptor opening the door into the kitchen, and that's how it starts.
Dude, but how about Muldoon hunting a raptor?
MD.
He's like when they're standing there and she's like, oh, I can see the shed. And she's like, should we run? And he's like, no. Why not? Because we're being hunted.
That's a good impression.
You know, and then it's all right. Two of them up ahead in the bushes. And then he tells her to run and she splits and he just goes after it, dude, with a shotgun. Fucking, I want to hang out with this dude.
Well, you can't because it's dead.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, he
both
made
the
the
character
wrong decision.
and the person.
Yeah. Damn it. So cut to the kitchen scene after, Muldoon, and she makes it in and she finds all the shit. I think what kills me about the kitchen scene, not only how realistic the raptors are, we see them talking to each other. Two of them are in there. And it's like, dude, there is absolutely zero chance these kids are making it out of here alive. Mm-hmm. I put myself in that situation, and I'm like, dude, I'm toast. I'm Big Tim, the human piece of toast. Only difference is, ain't no one bringing me back with CPR, dude, because I'll be in pieces. You know what I'm saying?
And it was when I was watching those raptors, that's when I was thinking about the visual effects thing, about the CGI. It's like, those ones looked
fucking primed.
And the girl fucking bamboozles the raptor with like the
spoon.
The spoon.
Oh, and the reflection.
Yeah, and then the reflection on the stainless steel. She's trying to get in the thing. No, God, you're gonna get me. And then it like plows right into the stainless, and she's just like, "All right, I'm out of here."
Yeah, dude.
Okay, bye.
Yep.
Bye. Oh, when Tim got the one raptor into the freezer, Jay Flynn says, if this was a cheesy 90s movie, they would have said, chill out.
Yeah, no, for sure, dude.
Like Arnold in Batman
Everybody
Returns.
freeze.
Everybody freeze.
Yeah, those movies don't hold up, man. No.
One thing we learned at the very end of the movie.
Yep.
T-Rexes can be stealthy when they're coming into a foyer of a building.
Yeah. And in the foyer, nice touch. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Mm-hmm. And probably the only thing I could be picky about is like, you know what? Where'd that guy come from? How did we not? But then again, you're dangling on some bones from the ceiling. Maybe you don't notice.
Yeah, but I mean, then it's like.
But maybe we should have heard it a little bit, but then we'd know they'd be okay. Anyway, it's tricky.
I mean, it's movie magic.
It's tricky.
It's tricky to rock around to rock on time. It's tricky.
Tricky.
And that's kind of all I got for
notes and quotes.
Notes and quotes.
With Jason.
With me.
Jason Flynn.
Sir.
Flinny.
I want to cut to tomato meter.
Straight to tomato meter?
Yeah, what did we have before that?
We've got who could have done it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We've got
the Roger report.
Oh, yeah, I don't have that on my notes.
Tomatoes.
Those are old.
We've got all kinds of things we could do. So let's talk about
who could have done it.
Who could have done it?
Okay.
Is that the song?
No.
It is now.
Who could have done it with Jay Flinney?
What character do you want to start with? Let's start with Grant.
Yeah, Dr. Alan Grant.
Dr. Grant.
What you got?
Do you have who was on the docket for him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Let's take guesses.
Okay. So we're talking 1993.
I just had a thought.
Kevin Bacon.
KB. I love KB.
KB.
Is Christian Slater too young?
No. I don't think so.
When was Interview with a Vampire?
He's not nerdy
90?
enough.
He's not nerdy.
I would say he's not young. Or he's
too young
He's too
and
young.
not nerdy enough. Same with Kevin Bacon. They bring too much of a badass kind of vibe. You know, they'd be out there trying to shoot all the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
You know,
I bet you they considered Jeff Goldblum and then were like, no, you should be this guy.
yeah, you should be Malcolm. Okay, so who could have been Dr. Alan Grant? We're talking about, you know, late 30s, early 40s, kind of nerdy, but still cool. Because, you know, they got to be an action figure at some point. Right? So you can't have a total dweeb because no one would buy the figure.
You're going down a fantastic angle here.
I am?
Like, I feel like you could nail this one.
I feel like I could too, but now there's a lot of pressure.
I'll hold the nail for you so you can nail it.
Hold the nail, dude. Let me nail it. What are you thinking? You got anything on it?
I thought you were on it.
Kevin Bacon? No,
No, it's still too young, I think.
Okay. Who's kind of nerdy back then?
Michael Keaton? No.
I could see Keaton.
Not who they were talking about, but
who played Batman?
Keaton.
Keaton, okay. That's who I was thinking in my head.
Yeah, I could see Keaton. Dude, how funny would it be if it was Jack Nicholson?
Nah.
He could have been
Jeff Goldblum.
He could have been Jeff Goldblum's
Yeah.
character.
What if
He would have actually made a great Malcolm.
Do you know who would have made a great Muldoon? Sean Connery.
Oh my god!
Could you guys imagine?
He's so funny.
What being haunted? You know?
It's like the
interesting.
Same
Yeah, I don't know where
thing.
I was going with that.
What about Sean Connery as John Hammond? You got
Yeah.
two Scots.
Jurassic Park.
It's like the same thing, just a little different.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Alan Grant, man, I'm stuck.
Tell us.
All right,
Tell
well,
us.
they've got a good one and a terrible one.
Hit me with the terrible first.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my God, dude.
That's a different movie.
That is a terrible
He could have been
movie.
the hunter. He could have been Muldoon.
That would have been ridiculous.
That would have been okay. I mean, think Predator.
Yeah.
I Right?
got it. You go.
It's all right. We're being hunted.
You get to the chopper.
Clever girl.
Sorry, I did not mean the chopper.
The more
fuck.
serious one, he was actually offered and turned down the role, Harrison Ford.
What an idiot, dude.
So
Harry?
at least according to this IMDb fun fact, he thinks he made the right decision after seeing the movie, and that he would have actually been too macho.
You know
Almost
what?
like too action character, whereas again, Alan Grant or whatever his real name
Sam
is,
Neill.
Sam Neill hadn't been in a ton.
Yeah.
This is right in Indiana Jones time frame.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he's Indy.
Han
He'd be
Solo.
Han Solo, and he's
Dr. Alan
Grant.
Grant. That's too much for any man.
And Jack
That's the
Ryan.
Trinity.
And Jack Ryan.
From all the
that's-
clear and present danger. And
That's
everything.
too many things for
Whoa.
one man.
Let's see.
He would have made. It would have been good with him though.
It would have been good.
1000%.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton as Malcolm.
Nope.
No.
No, I hate it.
Hate it.
Hate it.
Don't like
Hate
that
it.
for 1 second.
And listen, we're fans of Bill Paxton here at It Holds Up,
Yeah.
but not as Malcolm.
No, absolutely not.
Who would have been really bad as Malcolm? Tim Allen. You guys imagine that?
Well, I got another one for you.
Okay.
What do you think about
You know who could have been a good? Sorry.
No,
to
go
cut
ahead.
you off.
Yeah.
You know who could have been a good one is you switch Goldblum and oh my gosh, who was the computer guy smoking a cigarette? I don't know how.
Sammy
I'm blanking.
J?
Sammy J.
Mm-hmm.
as him
Oh, as
As
Malcolm?
Malcolm?
as Malcolm.
Yeah.
Oh,
can see
shit.
it.
Okay, I can see
I
it.
can see it.
Put a drop of water on your hand.
A motherfucking water.
Let's see how it motherfucking rolled that way.
Can we all agree that Jim Carrey as Malcolm would be a terrible idea?
Yeah,
hate
no,
it.
that's
I hate it.
especially him then.
Yeah, because
No.
he was
1993. So
No.
that's
That's
early.
prime goose.
Yeah. Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, prime
too
silly
much.
goose territory for Jimmy.
Yeah.
Interesting one they had on there was Charlton Heston as Hammond. So, but again, almost too macho. I
Too
think.
macho, too
Yeah.
badass, because he would have just grabbed a revolver and gone out there. You know what I mean? Like, he would have just been like,
I have an NRA card. He just walks out there. Love it. That's all I got for
I
Who
always
Coulda Done
hoped
It.
this would happen.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this day. Yeah.
That's all I got for Who Could Have Done It.
Who could have
What
done
about
it?
what about Laura Dern's character? Can we
They
talk
didn't
about
have
Ellie?
anything.
There's
Yeah, I mean,
nothing?
we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Winona Ryder.
No,
I'm joking.
I honestly, and it's hard with her because she played it
She
so
perfectly, yeah.
Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt.
Helen
duh. Yeah,
Hunt.
I was just about to say
Kind
that.
of classic 90s blonde.
Meryl?
Too serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, and too proper.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Almost
Yeah.
like not a knock on anyone else that we're talking about. Almost too good.
Laura Linney?
Laura Linney.
You know, I'm not a
Who's
big
Laura
Laura
Linney?
Linney's man. Like, I don't dislike her in any way. I'm just not like a huge fan.
Okay.
What's she from? I can't. Oh, from. Yeah, gotcha.
Ozark.
Yeah, Ozark. Yeah.
Yeah.
she's
What
the
did
wife
we
in
just
Ozark.
watch that she's in?
I don't know.
Love
There was
Actually?
something.
No.
You guys were watching Love Actually?
We were.
One we've watched. She was on something we watched.
She was.
Laura Linney?
Yeah.
Congo.
Oh yeah, Congo.
Yep.
And you know what? I take it back. She was great in Congo.
She was awesome in Congo. And
Dude.
she would, you know.
Hold up, guys.
Oh, no.
Time the fuck out. What about Ernie Hudson
Yes.
as Malcolm?
Yeah.
Ernie Hudson as Samuel L. Jackson's character.
Ernie Hudson
No,
just
I think,
anywhere.
I think, yeah.
But as Malcolm,
Ernie Hudson as. Damn, I'm spinning everywhere. I'm very excited. Ernie
Ernie
Hudson as Muldoon. Muldoon.
oh dude, now that could play.
I honestly
We got to
think he
get out
could-
into the jungle, baby. We got raptors hunting us.
I honestly think he could have been a Dr. Grant, too.
I would
I
be down.
I think he could pull off Dr. Grant.
Dude, you know what? At first, I was like, Jason Gray is off his rocker. But as I saw it, I think you're absolutely right, man.
I think he may even bring more texture to that role.
Texture. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. Ernie Hudson,
Honestly,
dude.
I think he could do Malcolm too. I think he could almost do any of those
he could
characters
almost do any
except for
character.
Hammond.
Ernie
think he
Hudson
could pull off
might
Hammond.
be the actor that would fit in every role of this segment. I'm just going out on a limb here.
Yeah, he could have
Like,
played
picture him
LD's
playing-
role, too.
Yeah, picture him playing Sam Gerard in U.S. Marshals. That's a great movie.
Nails it.
Clearly, we're Ernie Hudson guys.
We're Ernie Hudson fans.
What about replacing Bill and Twister?
Dude, he could have done
Yeah,
it.
he would have been better. He would have been better than Bill Paxton in fucking Twister, for sure. Ernie Hudson kills that role.
Dude, picture Ernie Hudson as Han Solo.
Yeah,
Not bad.
totally. Fuck. What can't Ernie Hudson do?
I think he could fit in any role, dude.
I don't want him as Luke.
I don't want him as Luke.
Not for 1 second.
No.
But Han Solo is the better character anyway.
Picture Ernie Hudson as fucking Darth Maul, dude. You know?
Whoa.
Ernie Hudson as
Nah.
Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's.
I'm in. That movie could have been good.
Anyone could have. Well, actually, Bernie was all right in that.
Yeah, he was all
It was
right.
the other two guys.
Ernie Hudson, man. Who knew?
Ernie Hudson is Neo in The Matrix.
I'm so down.
Ernie Hudson is Nemo.
As
Finding
Nemo. Yeah, dude. Ernie Hudson is Indiana Jones.
Ernie Hudson is Indiana Jones.
That's actually a fantastic one.
Yeah, him and Sean Connery fighting Nazis, dude. Let's go.
Damn.
Like when you take him and Congo in his character from Congo.
Yep.
Right? Like the expedition leader. Fantastic as Indiana Jones.
Exactly.
God.
Ernie Hudson, guys.
Ethan Hunt. Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson. He could do it. He could do it. Jim in the office.
We got to move on. We're literally going to
All
get
right.
stuck on Ernie
Take
Hudson.
10
playing
more
every
minutes
role.
of
We're stuck.
Ernie Hudson. A whole episode called "What Could Ernie Hudson Not Do?"
Nothing,
That could be a
dude.
new segment.
Yeah, Ernie Hudson
It's
is
30 seconds long. Nothing.
henceforth, dude. Every time we do this bit, we're gonna put it to the test and
Yeah.
see if, in fact, Ernie Hudson could play any role
Yep.
in any movie at any time.
It's like the volcano synopsis, but not
How does
for an
that work with
actor.
Jurassic Park?
Um,
It's a volcano threatens to destroy LA or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
so a
Dinosaurs threaten to destroy Jurassic Park.
a theme park gone wrong threatens to destroy a family,
A family,
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man,
it
that's
works.
good. That's good shit.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. What about the Raj report?
Let's get to Roger after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes. I'm going 96.
I think that's fair.
Only because it's 100. It should be 100, but I know there's idiots out there.
I'm gonna prices right you.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm not. I bet you it got 100.
Okay.
92. 91 on the fans.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
So you're telling
though,
me there's 9% of people out there that think this movie's rotten?
Yeah.
they can kiss my ass, man.
There's 9% of people who believe a lot of shit.
That's true.
And we did say at the beginning of this episode,
Damn it.
if you don't like this movie, like,
That's the
defriend us.
9%.
9%.
And there's no way that the people who are watching this right now are part of that 9%.
We're going to see our
Absolutely not.
subscriber
There's no
rate
way.
go down 9%.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool if our numbers
One
dip.
person.
Yep. I can't believe it.
Dink. Oh, son of a bitch.
Wait, was that a pin?
Oh, no, the pin's for the Roger part.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 9%, it was your
yes.
wife. She unsubscribed because of Jurassic
No,
Park.
she-
No,
probably.
here's the thing. Samantha, even though she's not a movie person,
Hi, Sammy.
hey Sammy, we love you. I bet if all the elements were just right, we could get her through Jurassic Park and she'd have a good time.
Oh, it would probably be a little too intense for her.
Yeah. I mean, it's intense for us.
Yeah.
Maybe we start with a Jurassic Park cartoon he was talking about.
Yeah.
On Netflix. Well,
Let's move on.
we'll try.
What Raj have to say, Jay?
I got some bad news.
Oh,
dude.
No.
So typically,
No,
we
no,
love
no,
everything
no.
Roger says.
Yeah. And Siski is the villain.
Yeah.
Not
I
a
actually
good
didn't
guy.
look up Siski.
Well,
I was
he's
kind of
irrelevant.
upset about Roger.
Oh, no.
So here's why I said let's put a pin in it.
Okay.
There's some things we have said on the show that were like, this movie is great because of this, and he disagrees with us.
Well, what's he say?
He talks about when Steven Spielberg was offered Jaws.
Yeah.
He said he would only direct the movie on one condition, that he didn't have to show the shark for the first hour.
Love it.
Right? So I get to build up the suspense.
Yes.
We're going to make it scary.
Yes.
By slowly building the audience's
Amen.
apprehension, he felt the shark would be much more impressive when it finally arrived.
True.
He was right. I wish he had remembered that lesson when he was preparing Jurassic Park. Blah, blah, blah. The movie delivers all too well on its promise to show us dinosaurs. We see them early and often, and they are indeed a triumph of special effects, but the movie is lacking other qualities that it needs even more, such as a sense of awe and wonderment.
So wrong.
I'm sorry.
He is so off.
He
on
is saying that there is no awe and wonderment in Jurassic Park, and you cried when you saw the
I cried.
dinosaurs.
You know what, dude?
It's upsetting.
I'll never say fuck Roger Ebert because I respect the man. I love the man.
Yeah.
However,
I think we've
what?
only missed on him one other time.
You know what, dude? I got it, fellas. I know what happened. Before he went to his critic screening of Jurassic Park, he and the missus had a huge fight, dude.
Totally.
He forgot to bring home dinner the night before. He had been forgetting for weeks. It's been building up into this resentment. And his wife finally said, you know what, Raj? If you forget dinner one more time, I'm taking the kids and I'm leaving. Okay. And then he was like, fuck, I better remember dinner. And then 10 minutes in Jurassic Park, he's like, fuck, I better have time to get dinner after this. He gets out, he gets the dinner, but he shows up too late. The wife had already ordered food because they were hungry, right? So then he's like, well, fuck, I guess I'm eating by myself because I'm in trouble. Then he goes, he sits down at his computer running Windows 95, and he writes that fucking bullshit right there. That's what happened.
That was intense.
That sounds pretty. I mean, that's definitely what happened.
Am I wrong?
No, I mean, we should look at his autobiography.
I'll read the book and report back.
Yeah. He can't be more off.
So his
He's not-
overall
that's- yeah.
his overall synopsis of the, or not synopsis.
Should I cut out that whole bit? Was what?
Oh no,
I don't know what
I
I
love
just
it.
said.
No.
Okay.
Jeremy just
I think
eyes rolled in the back
I
of his
blacked
head.
out, fellas.
Guys, no, we can't cut that out. That was like movie gold. Like Steven Spielberg's about to pick up the rights to your screenplay.
What's up, Steven?
Stevie.
I think I'd black out if that happened.
Probably. So Roger's ultimate review of the thing, because the movie delivers on the bottom line, I'm giving it 3 out of 4 stars. You want great dinosaurs, you got great dinosaurs. And then he basically goes on to say, on the monster movie level, the movie works and it's entertaining, but with its profligate resources.
What's that mean?
No idea. It could have
of-
been so much more. So he's saying this movie just it didn't hit the.
Everybody has an off day. Even our Lord and Savior
Roger Ebert.
Roger Ebert can have an off day. That was an off day.
That's an off day, and we're gonna forgive him and move on.
Yep.
Ooh, profligate, yeah. Recklessly extravagant or wasteful in the use of resources.
So Roger Ebert's basically saying you took that $63 million and wasted it.
Yeah.
I think how he used that in that sentence actually was not.
It creates a double negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, so he was clearly having an off day.
He was
guys.
clearly a profligate idiot.
Because he's a words guy.
He is a words guy.
I'm an idiot.
Paid for.
Yeah. And I figured this out. Anyways, that's what I got.
Oh, see? Take a look
Wow,
at us.
see? Well,
I wonder
don't
the
know.
camera just caught me trying to knuckle you and you.
give him some
me
nuts.
again.
Give him the nuts. Yeah, you got it. No, you're okay, Jay.
The replay.
So what's
All right.
what's next after this? Is that it?
That's all I got. I mean, there were a bunch of reviews. All of them basically said, we love Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And there would be that one or two that
Yeah.
were like, it was good, but it could have been more.
Yeah.
Some felt it was maybe a little kiddish. I would say, like, in the tree scene when they're like, it's like a giant cow. It does kind of get a little fanciful, kiddish. Some people said if they could have gone for the R rating, because it was PG-13, if they would have gone for the R rating, it would have been perfect.
And here's something interesting. Ordinarily, I agree, right? Because
Yeah, we talk about that a lot. Like,
wanna
if
push
Twister
it.
was R.
Yeah, not this time.
No.
Yeah,
I think they pulled the line kind of perfectly.
Yeah, and like in traditional Spielberg form, because Spielberg in so many of his, almost all of them, thematically touches on broken families because he came from a broken home back in the day. Mom and dad divorced, you're in a broken home, right? And you get that with John Hammond's daughter got divorced, the kids go there for the weekend, right? Alan Grant, he's got this weird thing with kids, even though Ellie really wants him. Then you got Malcolm, right? Kind of the boisterous, overzealous, really oddball character who loves kids, loves wives, and he's just like, and you see Spielberg working this stuff out. If we'd made it rated R, right, we would skip all that kind of familial synergy and it would have just been straight horror. Right. But because it was those things of like the kids are alone in the car, they got left by the only adult with them. You see what I mean? It builds it in a way that rated R type stuff, making it graphic and gory, wouldn't be able to do.
If you think about it, the only real dinosaur death we see is the
lawyer.
The lawyer.
Gennaro's, yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of like gross per se.
Yeah.
But it's not overly gory. The only real blood is when the goat's leg hits the roof of the car.
And you see Ian Malcolm kind of beat up. They're a
but
little
not even
beat
really.
up, but not.
I guess you see the arm.
Yeah.
Sam Jackson's arm comes
You see the
down.
arm, but as a kid, you're so mystified by that.
But I was thinking even they see the T-Rex when they're in the big field.
Yeah.
And they're watching, and the T-Rex comes and eats that little whatever dinosaur.
Yeah.
And Tim says, he goes, look at all the blood. But you never see it.
No.
Right. So I thought that's kind of interesting. That's how they could kind of pull back to keep the PG-13 rating.
And I love it. I love that. Now, I have an interesting thing I want to lob out there to you guys. We're talking Jurassic Park. I'm
Almost
getting
said
excited, What'd you guys think of all the Jurassic Park movies that came after this?
Love number 2.
I love number 2.
Lost
2 was
World.
good. 3 was bad.
Now, here's the thing, though. Here, let me rephrase my question.
Okay.
Do you guys think Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World holds up?
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a question mark on that one, guys.
I liked it. I watched it after I watched this one again. I watched it.
See, I haven't done that one in a long time, but as a kid, the second one blew me out
It was
more
my favorite thing
because
ever.
of all the gadgets and
The
gizmos,
technology,
the cars, and
Carter!
I got turned around in here, like all that shit plays and the high hide. You go high and you hide the high hide,
See, that one got gorier because like the 2 T-Rexes throw up the person
and
and they pull
split
them
it.
apart.
Yeah, man.
Of the newest ones,
So we're talking. So there was JP, Jurassic Park '93. Then there was Lost World, and then there was the third one, where William H. Macy and them go to
and the hang gliding and crap like that.
and it's. I remember liking it. I don't think I loved it.
There's no way it holds up.
And then Jurassic Park 4, is that where we introduced Chris Pratt?
I think, yeah.
And then
I think
5,
I said Chris Pine earlier, but it's Chris Pratt. Right.
Chris Pratt in 4, and then 5, right?
And isn't there another one on top of that?
There's another one coming.
Oh,
because it was Jurassic World with Chris Pratt, and then
Fallen Kingdom.
Fallen Kingdom was 5.
And now there's another one coming.
And there's another one coming back, and guess who's going to be in it, boys?
Who?
Sam Neill. As Dr.
Is he?
Alan Grant.
He's coming back.
He's coming back.
I did like
Okay.
I did like Jurassic World for the nostalgia of it, right?
Yeah.
Because it had been so long
Yeah.
between them that it made it fun, and Yeah, but I didn't. I've only seen it one time. Like I didn't love it. It was
Yeah.
just like, oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy Buffett ran by.
Yeah, you know, they're just too much for me.
Yeah,
and
I'm over it now.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I like Chris Pratt in Parks and Rec. I like him in Guardians Volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like him in the Jurassic Park movies.
His story into it is really interesting though, where he was this, pudgy, goofy comedy guy, and he wanted to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
So he got in crazy good shape.
Yeah, for Guardians.
And then, but it was before Guardians even actually happened.
Oh, wow.
It was just, I started doing this because he just set his mindset to, I have to become the person I want to be on film, essentially. So he started to transform, and now he's,
Star-Lord.
He's Star-Lord. He's Jurassic Park. He's got all these like kind of major acting. It shot him into A-list big time.
Yeah.
Because even Parks and Rec, he's more like B-list.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I like that. I
definitely A-list.
I like the story. I like him.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
I just think the character in the Jurassic Park movies and like just like the crazy shit, like dude, in that last one, if I'm remembering this right,
Is that the one they have like the balls?
Yeah,
was in
they're
both
in
of
the
the
little
last ones.
spheres. I think the little girl is herself a clone or something.
I have no idea.
Like the granddaughter is
I wasn't paying attention.
like I'm pretty sure she's like a clone or something.
Okay.
And she like finds out at the end, and I'm like, yo, can we get back to dinosaurs, man? Like, what do we,
Dinosaurs.
Dino DNA.
Where'd you come from? From your blood. So what else do we got on this? Anything? Or are we wrapping up?
I think that's it. That's all I got.
So we hope so much.
One hell of a good time.
And one hell of a good
Did it
movie.
hold up?
Of
course it held up.
Of course.
I call it we talked so many times about it was near perfect.
I think it's perfect.
I mean, it literally could be perfect.
It's a perfect movie. Just like Jaws. Like we're going to, and audience, this is why we're doing this, right? Is because there's going to be times where we're not going to be able to record every week, and we want to deliver you guys some content because we know you need it. We know you want it.
You need my opinion.
So I think on our list, we've got some really good ones. I'm not going to name them all.
Don't even name one.
Not even one of them.
Not even.
I'm not even going to name one of them.
But you think JP is good?
They good. So we're going to get back to regular programming after this, but look forward to the occasional drop of an episode of Course It Holds Up.
Of course.
Where we feature the films that we know have stood the test of time, that are still incredible, that everybody asked us to talk about. We're finally going to talk about it.
Right here.
That being said, we'll see you next week for our regular programming. I'm Jeremy Miller.
I'm Jason Gray.
I'm Jason Flynn.
See you next week.